How y'all doing out there? I am Z-Town Train. This is Just a Basic Dude Vlog, and this is the Just a Basic Dude Vlog Bag of Tricks number 2. Now, we're going to pull something out of my bag. We're going to talk about it, why it's in the bag, and what I think of the item. Everything that's in here is something that I've either used or have looked at before. I've used like 95% of the stuff I keep in here. There's a few things in here that I keep kind of for a rainy day just in case. Now, let's see what we got. Today, we're going to talk about the Ozark Trail 7-inch fixed blade tactical knife. Okay? Now, I keep this in the bag of tricks because I want to put a fixed blade knife in there that I've used, but not one that I use all the time, and also not a knife that would hurt my feelings if I lost it. Okay? So I have other fixed blade knives. My favorite one is an H15 that I got from my grandpa actually, but the reason why I don't have the H15 in this bag is literally because if I have to use something in here in a situation, or even if I'm using it for camping or something, the last thing in the world that I would want to use and lose is the knife that I got from my grandpa. I've carried it on my hip when I'm camping before, but I don't throw it in the bag. It's not something that I would just use in a pinch if I really needed something. That's not my go-to knife because it's my favorite. Now, the 7-inch Ozark Trail tactical fixed blade knife. The blade is actually only about 3 1/4 inches long. It comes with this sheath. The sheath is a really interesting item because the knife kind of clips into it with tension. It's a tension clip. And the interesting thing about it to me is that I've had this for a couple years now and used it, and that clip hasn't loosened up. The sheath still works really well. I haven't broken this, even though it is plastic. It kind of feels like the same kind of plastic that clips on the back of a gun holster made out of. It's a pretty tough little thing. And I've taken this fishing on boats, and even in the warm, hot salt water of the Gulf of Mexico, it didn't rust. So the knife here, it's kind of a drop point blade shape. It's got these little knurls on the back, these notches for your thumb. The handle has finger things. It's to keep a good grip. The rubberized grip on this is really great. It is really grippy. It doesn't have a lot of slip to it. Now, this blade is not the easiest to sharpen. I don't know exactly the type of tool steel they made it out of, but I can get a good edge on it. It just takes a lot of work to get a good edge on it. And there's some imperfections in the blade that make sharpening it harder. I do not know what the name of this coating is, but this coating is some tough stuff. Okay? So, like I said, I've used this on a boat with my father-in-law, who I deeply respect. Really cool guy. Took me out fishing on his boat, and I've used this out there. Used it not just for doing fishing. I used it to cut up a summer sausage for lunch. It is just a really good, solid, full tang knife. You could probably call it, it's like a bushcraft size knife, but they call it a tactical knife. I do not know if this is still available at Walmart. I think that they discontinued it, and I believe that they discontinued it because of the word tactical in the name of the knife. Now, I've never used it tactically. I am not an operator who operates so I can operate while I operate. So I've never actually used this in a tactical situation, but I've used the crap out of it for all kinds of different things. If I need a knife for a go-to for a job that's going to suck, I go to this one. Really good thick steel. That's not always a great thing in a knife, but if it's something you're using for utility, it is a good thing in a knife. Does not bend, does not break, does not apparently rust even in hot, humid places where there's salt water. And it has just been great. It was about $8 at the Walmart, I believe. I think it was $8. I bought this a couple years ago when we were doing the original series of Just a Basic Dude Vlog reviews. And the thing has just been super handy. Now, why is this knife in my bag besides it's not the one that I would mind so much losing? I'm not super emotionally attached to it. because I need a fixed blade knife in my bag. You know, folding knives are great. They're handy. You can keep them in your pocket. You can use them, you know, everyday use knives. But there's some jobs that require the toughness, the strength of a full tang fixed blade knife. And this thing has done the job. It's not huge. It's not especially good looking, but it has done the job. Now, I've used this in places where it could come out of the sheath and it doesn't come out of the sheath. I don't know why that tensioner is so good on this one, but it has lasted for years. I expected it to loosen up and not work, but it absolutely has done the job. I've used it to open cans and it still didn't break the tip. I mean, I've done a lot of crazy things with this knife and it just doesn't break, doesn't rust. It's good stuff. I keep it in the front pouch of my bag so that I always know where it is and I can get to it if I need to. There are other knives that I use for things like camping and stuff, but this has just been the solid go-to utilitarian tool to use. And I think that it's great. I give this like a 4.5 out of 5, especially for the price. Got it for less than $10. It has lasted for years. And you know what? I'm a person that takes care of my tools. I clean them when I use them. I had it completely coated in oil the other night and cleaned it up, and everything turned out fine. I'm talking about motor oil. I was working on the car. I had to cut something. I had oil everywhere on my hands, oil all over my garage. But I did have everything, you know, I keep everything with cardboard, keep it cleaned up, you know. But the Ozark Trail 7-inch tactical knife, right? Pretty decent stuff. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5. And that's what today's Bag of Tricks review is. Now, I am Z-Town Train. This is just a basic dude vlog. And I've enjoyed making this video for you today. I hope that everybody liked it. And I am out of here. I'll see ya.